This is the Protectorate Council of Light. Greetings to all who wish to connect in with our energies this day. Big happenings, big happenings, big happenings. Timelines are shortening into one. And with this, there is a collective breath of fresh air. Many see this as a storm, the wind, proverbially saying, the storm is upon us. And so it is. We wish to bring forth our sister. Mary Magdalene wishes to speak directly to those who wish to connect in at this present moment now. Hello, my beloveds. It is of great supreme pleasure to have this moment in which to connect in with your beautiful faces. You are all known, all loved. And with gratitude, we say thank you for listening to this message and for listening to the call that brought all of us here at this present moment now to work toward the beauty of God's love and abundance, to allow that to shine deeply within our hearts and to project that throughout all of the cosmos. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I wish to speak for a moment about some ideas that are rather sensitive for some. This would be about ancient knowledge that is connected in with the Sphinx. And as you would know, Giza, where those pyramids were built. Those pyramids are real yet not real. They exist within the third dimension. They're something that you can see, feel, and experience. They are present in that construct. And yet, there is a deeper construct of the pyramids that have been not erased, as you would say, and not deleted, but covered. Nothing is quite as it appears in a world that has been inverted and distorted. Many of you are learning to step into your truth so that you can recognize the levels of distortion, the levels of deceit, and the levels of manipulation that are occurring, as well as the truth. The shining light, you know it within you, what is true. The pyramids were built as an offering to humanity from their friends, those you may consider the guardian group, the ancient guardians wished to elevate your technology, and thus they gifted your world with the devices that are within the pyramidal structures that you know of, the great pyramids of Giza. this was the mentorship with the Human Angelic Collective to start to blend in more organic forms for higher developments, and thus arose a co-creation of a powerful engine, one could say. You would realize this as an engine. It harnesses the geomagnetics of your planet, which you were well aware of and which you were using to great effect and extent within your sphere. Yet, the Guardians came to connect in at a higher level, to bring in the level of plasma energy that is a step above the geomagnetics that you were harnessing. The plasma transference that occurs within these pyramidal devices were able to power your entire planet from these devices. Smaller, in some cases larger when people were more adept at creating these devices, were then built throughout the lands. You see these pyramidal structures, they're very apparent in much of your landscape. Many have become overgrown. People think that they are rock formations or they are mountains, but they really are powerful offerings of plasma energy that were harnessed for all different purposes. Plasma energies were used in healing. They were used in lighting, like you would think of electricity, but very different. To use plasma for a light source, you would think of it as a combustion energy, as you know, yet it was an engine that allowed for propulsion and anti-gravity movement without the use of magnets. This was common amongst the planet to travel, trade, and move in this fashion. Transport, one would say. And it was the harnessing of plasma energy that allowed for cosmic travel. There were 3 levels of travel off planet that occurred through the use of plasma technology. One would be through Merkaba travel to create specific openings within the time-space continuum that one could program to move one's Merkaba directly into specific points within the space-time continuum. So yes, this allowed for travel between points in space, but also between points in time. The plasma harnesses the ability to slow down or speed up the process, allowing for movement along what you would call the timeline. The plasma engineering also allowed for you would call this, by your understanding, wormhole technology. One could create a bridge between points through this wormhole technology, and one could transport a transport device. One might call this a ship of sorts from point A to point B on the wormhole trajectory, allowing it to open and then allowing it to collapse without having intervening distortions within the space-time continuum. This was done in an organic fashion, one could say, using the plasma, working with the universal gridding system in which plasma plays a role. The other development in technology with the plasma devices was to create a form of engine, one could say, that would propel a device such as a ship through space and time. One could propel from point A to point B, what many of you would think of as warp speed on your movies. This is almost close to what this type of propulsion is, but quicker. You do not spend the same amount of linear time that you see on your movies within the warp of the space-time continuum. And it's not truly a warp because the warp creates distortion because it is warped. This is not true in how this technology was used. There was no distortion, there was no warping, there was organic movement from one point to the other using plasma highways being propelled by a plasma propulsion system. These ships had the capability to also project wormhole technology, one would say, which is moving within the space-time continuum in a little bit of a different way than the universal plasma highway lines, the grid system. And these ships were also capable of moving in the space-time continuum in the linear format of time, speeding up, slowing down to connect into specific event points on the timeline. This technology is in use in your skies for many of these ships that are awaiting your notice, are using this form of technology to be present in this now moment time. It is not all as what it seems. These beings are not necessarily of this linear moment. The uncovering and unveiling of the pyramids has has been known. The use of the technology is not. So those that have discovered it do not know what it is they have discovered. They do know that it is a device, and they have been wanting to work it out to no avail at this present moment, because the universal law was to not allow this type of information to be known, for the misuse has more disastrous effects than that of nuclear engineering. Therefore, moratorium has been built on the knowledge of the plasma until such time as the distortions on your planet have been reversed. The Sphinx. Some have noted that the Sphinx is a library, some say. We would say, of sorts. It is a repository of knowledge. It is a repository of specific DNA samples from the cosmos. These DNA samples include humanoid beings, plants, non-humanoid beings, and many would say animals. It is a gathering of sentient and non-sentient life throughout your 12-dimensional universe. The repository is held within the space of the Sphinx on many different dimensional levels. This is a device, not a monument, not a statue. It is a multi-dimensional repository. The key to the Sphinx is held within your DNA. All will be revealed at the correct time to be able to unlock the levels of the repository that you will be sanctioned and admitted into at the beginning of your Ascension collective process. More permissions will be given as understanding and knowledge is applied and when it is needed. It is all within God's timing. The Protectorate Council of Light works with the angelic kingdoms, celestial realms, and with the Christ consciousness, my dearly beloved, of which I am a part. It is with Christ consciousness that these upper levels of knowledge will be revealed. You are well on your way. You are well on your way. Your journey has been long. The support systems are all in place. Take a moment to breathe and to nourish and to find joy. It is not a race. It is not an anxiety moment of imminence. It is a joy of the unfolding of the divine plan, of which you have all chosen to be a part. Therefore, relax. Your part is scripted in that you will know and make choices to do. And we bless you for this. Hold within your heart the memory, the caress, the love and joy of Christ consciousness. You are never alone. Ever. We love you. The Protectorate Council of Light and I thank you with our deepest gratitude for your listening to this message. Be at peace, my children. You are greatly loved. Thank you for blending your energies with us at this current moment in time. We will connect in at another moment. Thank you.